Good morning. Welcome to Ramana's Think Smart channel, where smart thinking, the fine art of critical thinking for success, becomes a way of your life. Before we start our exploration of the topic, I would request you to note something crucial. The channel presents you philosophy, psychology, and common wisdom in a unique mix that is accessible even to a layperson. The three topics are actually difficult to digest individually, and we want to learning them together. What comes easy has no economic worth, right? So be patient and watch till the end, for fruits of adversity are sweet.
In this video, we are going to discuss how to use and when not to use common sense, a very valuable tool for our success in life. You might have a doubt as to why I need to discuss common sense in a series of Think Smart program. Critical thinking, the academic name for Think Smart, is the delicacy we patiently and painstakingly cook. It requires a lot of effort and seriousness. But common sense is like the fast food we order from our great kitchen, the society and culture. So, it is highly essential to know about common sense to become a smart thinker. But, mind you, it is not a sufficient tool. Just with common sense alone, you can never be a real smart thinker. I will tell you later why it is so. I don't want to play with words. It is not my cup of tea. Still, I want to say something. Common sense is commonly uncommon and uncommonly common as well. Sounds funny, right? Let me explain. Why is it so uncommon? Because so many people around us, including ourselves, of course, create problems for themselves and others. Why is it so common? Because we rarely undertake critical thinking projects in our everyday life to do our everyday activities. Not surprisingly, common sense is a necessary evil. Let's explore the what and how of it and why it is necessary. I will come to why is it an evil part later. So be patient and watch the video without leaving. In layman's terms, common sense is the knowledge of universally accepted cause and effect relationships. When we drive rashly, we are likely to meet with an accident. This is the cause and effect relationship all of us accept to be correct, right? Naturally, this is common sense. When we guess something based on our observation, we are applying our common sense. That Ferrari owner must be rich. This is a guess we make using common sense. Even most of our predictions about the future are the result of common sense. So, common sense is the raw material to use to explain or predict phenomenon rationally. So, it is a naturally necessary element for our sound judgment. But it is not sufficient for sound judgment. Know why? The presence of exceptions is the dangerous limitation for common sense. Didn't understand? Just look at two simple statements. Many hard-working students get good grades. This is common sense, right? This is because we are likely to find few exceptions for this statement. Let us look at another statement. Every hardworking student gets good grades. Of course, this is common nonsense, because we can find many exceptions to this observation. So, the number of potential exceptions makes something very common sense or a little common nonsense. No exception at all? Then it is perfect common sense. Look at this sentence. Every human who is alive needs to take in oxygen. Do you find any exception for this? This is certainly perfect common sense. We can name it absolute truth. After discussing why common sense is essential, but why it is not sufficient, we will discuss why we should use it. The reason is simple. Getting bitten by a poisonous snake to know that a snake bite kills is not a practical way of learning, right? By knowing it from others' experience is certainly the street smart way of smart thinking. Using common sense is like ordering a pizza from Domino's. You can enjoy the food without needing to sweat for making it. We have intellectually rich, ready-made food waiting for us all around in the form of common sense. Eat it, enjoy it, and relish it. Use common sense because it saves your time and energy. Because common sense is usually a generalized rule that is time-tested, your judgment or prediction is likely to be correct. Note, I used the word likely. Understand what I'm implying? Hey, one very important reason to use common sense, though it sounds stupid, if you do not have it, people call you dumb, right? Remember, in this marketing world, you are never as great as how great you really are. You are only as great as how great the people around you think you are. But if it is so nice, why should common sense be an evil? Because it prevents you from having a first-hand experience or knowledge. The society around you forces its views onto you. So, originality of thinking is sometimes lost, pitiably, under the bulldozing force of common sense. Sometimes common sense might be some common nonsense injected into your mind. So, be careful about this. Let me tell you one example that made history. We wash clothes with detergent to remove dirt. Everyone calls this common sense. But researchers who were trying to improve Tide, a popular detergent, tried for years to remove tough stains. That too without weakening the fabric, and they failed. Know what they did? Instead of trying to find chemicals that remove the tough stains, they focused on chemicals that prevent redeposition of stains on the fabric in the first place. And this became a smashing success for Procter & Gamble. They used detergent to prevent stains, not to remove them. Isn't it great to violate common sense in such scenarios? Sometimes we need to escape from the trap of common sense when we want to think out of the box. You can call it the creative use of your thinking abilities. Can you connect a slaughterhouse to automobile manufacturing? It appears to be nonsense, right? But remember, the great innovation of assembly line manufacturing in the Ford factory actually resulted from the observations in a slaughterhouse. Ford became a pioneer in this mass production technique. Of course, sometimes you are forced not to use common sense. Can you guess the reason? When you are facing a situation you've never experienced before, you cannot resort to common sense because there is none. And now, let me summarize the whole of the information I have given so far, so that you can use it in a street-smart way to use the common sense to think smart. Use common sense with an awareness of the exceptions and try to rule out the exceptions before you judge or decide on something. Always be on the hunt to find ways to violate common sense innovatively, so that you can stand out with your original thinking. Professor Jim Taylor says, "Common sense is neither common nor sense. So use it wisely to your benefit." If you find this video useful, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and enable notifications so that you will never miss our videos. If you really care for someone, please consider sharing this video. Will there be a better gift to your loved ones than a gift of making them think well? That's all for now, guys. I will meet you with many more useful videos in the future. Until then, bye and take care. Thanks for watching. Happy thinking!